started with the martial art at the age of 6 years old, and our family, we inherited this family system from our great grandfather. Yeah, great grandfather. So when my father transfused to me the family system, so it is the bloodline already. So I started to learn at the age of 6 years old.
How long have you been teaching knife fighting?
Well, for over 30 years now, I'm just teaching, knife fighting, and it is my specialized ability, not only for the bladed weapon, but also for the stick, or a baston, or impact weapons. So, when you say survival arts, it includes so many weapons, no? Not only the knife and or the stick, but also survival with the firearms in a close quarter distance.
Would you like to share with us about your own system?
Now, our system is Dekiti Tirsia Siradas system, inherited from our great-grandfather, and since 1851. So, during the Japanese occupation, our great-grandfather has this kind of ability. So, also I inherited this ability from my father.
Can you tell us about abilities in this system?
When you say ability, because that is already a bloodline from our family. So I focus my ability on with the knife fighting, and Arnis, Eskrima, and Kali are the umbrella terms for the traditional martial arts of the Philippines, which is Filipino martial arts. Emphasize weapon-based fighting with sticks, knives, and other bladed weapons, and various improvised weapons.
Can you tell us how you start teaching knife fighting?
I started, long time ago, knife fighting, because I learned a lot of things. No, I started with the stick, then with the knife, and I improve it. Then I specialize it in how to teach knife fighting. So I developed harder this kind of ability on how to adapt knife fighting and skills, and how you can survive with the knife attacks when it comes to emergency situation. When somebody to come with me, he has to start first with the basic. Start with the stick first, because before you start with the knife, you must start with the impact weapon or stick, in order to familiarize in all directions using the sticks. Then secondly, when you learn perfectly with the stick, then that is the time you learn with the knife or blades.
Can you tell us 5 principles that underlines in your system?
5 principles, in our system. because the name of our complete system is it is Dekiti Tirsia Siradas system. Meaning, in our dialect, Dekiti means you get closer to your enemy. Then Tirsia is a quartering or zoning position. Then Siradas is you have to control the opponent. So that is the application of the system. No? You have to apply all of this in different situation. You have to apply the three-ranging system, which is medium, close, and distance. Meaning, you can fight on a three-ranging system. You can fight either on a medium, which you can use the middle part of the weapon, on the impact. You can fight on a close quarter distance situation using the ponyo, which is the head of the weapon, and you can fight on a distance situation using the tip of the weapon. Meaning, all of this, you have the option. And the most important is the footworks. You have to apply the proper application of footworks. You have to get out from the left or right direction. You have to pull out completely in order you can survive against knife attack. Then the other one, utilize your body motion or the body coordination. Then your hand manipulation. So altogether, your body is moving.
Do you have any certain tactic and strategy in your
Okay, of course, being a blade fighter, you must have the strategy how to defend yourself. And I mentioned that using your footwork, that would be your strategy, and your body mobilization. Very simple and easy to adapt. Using our very practical arts, no? And how you can survive against knife attack. So it can be easily adapted. Very simple and practical self-defense. Especially for the women, I teach also some women how to survive against knife attack. Very simple. I have some students from other parts of the world, like from US, Europe, coming here in the Philippines, just to learn personally, privately, and personalized training with me. And it is your opportunity to come and visit my place. And you have to learn our Filipino culture, and of course, self-defense. And when you come back, you are well equipped with this knowledge. And I'm very much willing to share my wisdom and ability to anyone interested.
Do you have in your system logical model?
Yeah, of course, it is a complete system. I can offer a complete system because I teaches different people from other parts of the world. European, Americans, Asian. They come to me and learn. Although they have a background in other kinds of martial art, but still they have the opportunity to learn. And I am very much willing to share our ability in order some fighting skills and knowledge from our family system. Only very simple application, direct, direct application, and very effective. And most important on how to deal against knife attack, any direction, and by application of your hand, no, then footworks, then how you would disarm immediately by using our very simple and very practical application.
Does it important in your system psychological preparation for the person?
Very important. Even she or he had any background from any kind of martial art. Then once you learn our family system, it could help a lot of our fighting skills and develop more his skill, and it could be easily adapted how or he or she can survive at any situation.
How do you start teaching your students? What is the first lessons of them?
Okay, the first thing he or she should be done, I have to use my training modules. I have my training modules for the kids, for the adults, for advanced or for the military. He or she should start first with the basic. Basic from stick, then knife, and there are so many things, with different topics to learn. So he or she could easily adapt a very simple and very practical lessons. Even a lady, very practical, she could easily be adapted this kind of fighting skills. I have lots of lady student. Others are from celebrity. Others they are professional. So it is not a problem. No, I do teach with the kids from 7 years and up, then with adult, then for the military, and even for the like SWAT, police, and even the Marines, Army. So I have lots of students.
Can you tell us in details what do you mean about these different topics and what kind of topics they need to
I
learn?
have so many lots of topics to learn. Like first, he or she should learn first with the how to handle properly with the weapon. Familiarize first the weapon. Then he or she start practicing or learning with the footworks, because the key to survive is the footworks, plus the body coordination, the hand manipulation, then the 12 offensive attacks, because the stick is divided into 3 parts: the head, the mid, and the tip of the weapon. So for each part, there are 12 strikes. Then the mid part of the weapon, there is a 12 strike, and the tip of the weapon, there is a 12 strikes. So all in all is 36 strikes. She must learn all of different kinds of strikes, and all those strikes, there are also counters.
Okay.
Then He has to learn also various strikes combination. Then disarming from weapon to empty hand. Disarming with the stick, disarm with the knife, knife against knife, stick against knife, knife against stick, knife against an arm. Many things to learn. So if you want, I could provide you the list of my topics, so you can see the outline what I am offering to my students. Then a lot of things you can learn from me. Not only for that, also knife drills, stick drills, then also situational disarming. For example, you are in a hold-up situation. Somebody will poke the knife against you, poking on the neck, right in front, or at your back, or you are on hold. Somebody behind you, or you don't have any weapon. Because the most important, your major weapon is your hand. So, there's a lot of things you have to learn for that. I'm telling Madam Nadia that what have you learned that would be your instinct reaction.
Yes.
When you learn, what have you learned? That would be your instinct reaction. So, for example, if I teach you with the knife, let us say the defense, that would be your reaction in time of actual scenario.
Can you tell us what is the most important thing when you work with the stick?
You know, stick is one of the most important weapon. That is our Philippine culture. Way back from during the Japanese occupation and the Spanish occupation, we use that already as a weapon. Because when you use the knife or the long swords, you must learn first with the stick on how you what you call this, how to use it, manipulate. So that is one of the most important. Very basic how you manipulate different kinds of strikes. So you must perfectly hit, completely learn with that kind of weapon before you learn with the knife. Because if you will not perfect with the stick, then you go across with the knife, then you will be slashed, you will be cut. So that is the most important. Learn first with the stick.
What is the most important thing when you work with a knife?
Using the knife, you must be a professional, and knife culture, that is already our Filipino ways how to use the knife, the blades. So when you learn with the knife, see to it that you know how to swing. Like I said before, learn with the stick first. Because when you perfectly apply with the stick, you can also perfectly apply with the knife. Even using with the umbrella, that is similar. When you use the stick, you can easily use the umbrella. How to swing, same with the stick. So very simple. Now with the knife, you just how to swing. Because there are two ways. In using with the knife, one is you can use that a complete grip forward blade when you apply saksak or thrust. The other one is pakal. That is already international name, pakal. That is the downward blade, then like an ice pick grip, because when you break the ice, like an ice pick. So there are two ways how to hold the blade. You already familiarize, because when somebody attack you using that way, you can easily recognize or familiarize how to use it and how to counter or defend against yourself using against the knife.
How do you think why today we have so many teachers of knife fighting?
Well, knife is one of the very what do you call this? Very simple weapon to use it, because other people could not afford to buy the guns, firearms. Instead of that, they can use the knife. It's very easy to acquire the weapon by using the knife. Even street predators using that kind of knife, like balisong, bread knife. So very simple to get it and to use it. Then it could be easily keep it in his body instead of using gun. Knife cultures, maybe it origins from the Asian region, like Philippines, and we used to offer this kind also program, not only in the school but individually, and not only here in local or domestic, but also in some foreign countries, because this one most of the important what we call this most important program on how to survive against knife attack, because knife is very common, not only in the streets. It is very common in other parts of the world. And they're using bladed weapons. So it is very much important that people should learn how to survive against bladed attack.
How do you think does the knife has some future in 21st century?
Well, that's one of the most important part of the program, not only in domestic or local, but internationally. Because not only she to learn hand to hand, but also learn the knife culture. Because also the knife is taken from the hand. Say, so that's very important now, especially today, because if you go around the street, you can approach street predators using the knife. So you must be aware of the situation. No, you must be ready at all times. Because if you are not aware of the situation, then you will be surprised. So that is one of the important to learn how to survive against knife attack.
How do you think why people start practicing knife fighting?
That will be your how to be aware of that kind of actual scenario, because I mentioned it before that the people should be aware when he or she go around the streets. If you don't have that kind of ability to defend yourself, then that would be your last breath. So you must learn, and you must be aware, not only by using by your hand, but you must learn also how to adapt and use knife. Adding more, Filipino martial arts refer to an ancient, indigenized, and newer fighting methods devised in the Philippines. It incorporates elements from both Western and Eastern martial arts. The most popular forms which are known as Arnis, Eskrima, or Kali. No? And Filipino martial artists are noted for their ability to fight with weapons or empty hands interchangeably, and their ability to turn ordinary household items into lethal weapons. Weapons training takes precedence because they give an edge in real fight. Girl students to psychologically freeze arm opponents, and any object that can be picked up can be used as a weapon using FMA techniques. Empty hands training is then taught as the stick, as merely an extension of the hand.
What you can recommend to the people that start working with a knife?
Well, first you must be a professional knife fighter or a blade fighter. In the way you can use it properly, you can use it in proper way. No, he or she must be a professional. Yes. Another thing to notice that the Philippines is a blade culture. The southern Philippines with the Moros were never really conquered by the Spaniards of the Americans, or the northern mountains of Luzon. And that kind of ability they used to defend against those intruders. So they are oriented, no? Knife culture oriented. So that's why we also bring this kind of culture not only in other parts of the world, like also Europe, no? So many Europeans come here in the Philippines just to learn that kind of lessons. Then when they come back, they have the ability how they could use it and how they are, really a good knife fighter. They must learn to the right person. They must learn to the what we call this provisional instructor. So he or she could adapt in a proper way how to learn from the basic, no, to advance. They must learn like with the masters or grandmasters of the like us, no. So we could recommend to those people who are very much interested for this kind of ability, and this is now their best opportunity to learn and gain some interesting and effective martial arts cultures like blade fighting. Even like you, a lady should learn how to use it. Of course, because if you have the ball pen, you can use that ball pen. You can use that.
Mhm.
Even any parts like in your bags, no? That is all. That is weapon. Also, even an ID like ATM card, you can use that. You can use the umbrella. You can use the magazine. You can use the bottled mineral water. You can use the towels. Everything that you have in your body, that is weapon. See?
Okay.
So it's very practical. I must introduce this kind of of program, not only for the kids, but for the professional and executive people for their own self-protection.
Do you have some certain criteria according to which you can understand who is the real master and who is not?
Of course, you have to understand first is the character of a truly master, the behavior, the ability, and the background. Then the what he offers to you, and the length of his ability, and then you have to understand, you know, of course, the behavior, or of course you must adjust also because you have to learn with a master.